Heading into the all-important Week 13, I'm Dustin. Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. It's just me this week doing the rankings. You know, Brent shot all the videos last week, and he was like, oh, I'm tired from shooting all the videos. Can you just do it this week? So, Brent, don't worry, I got you. So I'm doing the rankings this week. Thank you to our sponsor, mybookie.ag, most trusted sportsbook on the web. Get onto the website, check them out. They got a mobile-friendly site. It's easy to get on there, place your bets. They got a casino on there. Click on the link in the description. Use promo code SMACK. You get a sign-up bonus as well, which is always nice. Let's take a look at those quarterbacks. I'm going to talk about two QBs that are outside the top 10 that you've been starting a lot, but this week it's just kind of tricky. First guy, number 14, Dak Prescott. You know, he's definitely feeling the effects of Zeke being out, but it's also the offensive line has just been banged up. They're slowly getting healthy again, but after two terrible games in a row, it's really hard to trust him, even with a good matchup against Washington. I mean, we don't have him completely buried, but until he shows us a good game, gets back on track, it's hard to put him much higher. And then Derek Carr at 15 going up against the Giants. It's just going to be tough he's not going to have Crabtree, and it doesn't look like he's going to have Cooper either. And with an offense that's already kind of been struggling, to lose those two weapons, it's just hard to trust Carr as well. So, you know, I have Carr in a couple leagues, and I've been waiting for him to get to this point in his schedule because he's got a lot of nice matchups. But if he doesn't have his receivers, it makes it hard to put him in your starting lineup. Before we get into running backs, though, don't forget, if you got questions, post them in the comments of this video. We try to answer as many as we can throughout the week, so post them in the comments. And also, too, don't be shy to respond to other people's comments. We're trying to get a lot of conversations going so everyone can get some questions in there and get them answered by the FST community. All right, let's talk about the running backs. First 20, I want to talk about number 17, Dion Lewis, and right before him, Rex Burkhead for New England. You got to think New England's going to be playing with a lead in this game. And, you know, Burkhead and Lewis have really proven to be solid as of late, and they're definitely trusting them. And again, with them playing with a lead, you got to think there's going to be plenty of touches to go around. I think they both have a good chance of finding the end zone this week. Don't mind me some Dion Lewis. And then Latavius Murray for Minnesota. He's been playing really great as of late. We have him just inside our top 20, so our last RB2. He's had 15-plus touches in 6 straight games. You know, they're giving him the ball. Minnesota's just been playing good football, and Murray has looked healthy. He's looked good. It's time to start trusting him a little bit more. We got him as an RB2 this week. Let's move on to the next 20. I want to talk about Kenyon Drake for Miami. Tough matchup against Denver, but with Williams looking like he's going to miss the game, you got to think Drake's at least, you know, a flex play. He's going to get the volume. He has big play potential. So we don't hate Kenyon Drake this week, even though he does have a tough matchup. And then I want to go all the way down to 37, Jay Ajayi, another guy with a tough matchup. Now this is a guy that's a little bit harder to trust just because I feel like he's going to have a big play for him to have a good week. He's just not getting enough touches right now with how they're factoring in all the other running backs out there with Philly. So until that three-headed monster kind of goes away, it's hard to trust Ajayi with a tough matchup going up against Seattle in Seattle. Quick shout out to our FanDuel winner for last week. I Am The Dude 1976 took it down. They get the shirt, they get the money. If you haven't joined our game, it's a lot of fun. Click on the link in the description. It's a $5 game. The winner gets a t-shirt, the winner gets the cash just like you would in any other tournament. So get in there, and if you haven't signed up for FanDuel, do that as well. Let's take a look at wide receivers. Number 11, Robbie Anderson. It's time to start giving this guy some more love. You know, we've been fans of Robbie Anderson all year, but it is still kind of tricky to completely trust him and put him in your lineup. But he's always just one play away from having a big week. And he and McCown have been on the same page as of late. And it's just, if you own him, that big play potential, you're going to want to try to get him in your lineup. He's still going to be a little bit boom or bust, but when he booms, it's pretty solid. Then Jamison Crowder for Washington. You know, it's really helped him with Pryor being completely out of the way, Reed being out. You know, Crowder's really started to turn into the receiver we thought he was going to be coming into the year. Nice matchup against Dallas. You got to think Crowder could have another big game this week following his big performance on Thanksgiving. The next 20, I want to talk about the last two people on this list. First one's Randall Cobb. This is an interesting play this week. That Tampa Bay's pass D is terrible. I mean, they are really bad. And Hundley has been kind of favoring Cobb as of late. And, you know, Cobb found the end zone last week. And with a nice matchup against Tampa Bay, you got to be at least somewhat excited. I think, you know, obviously we have him ranked down this low for a reason. But, you know, if you're desperate, if you're looking in the wire and he's out there, he's not a bad play. And then another guy that's not a bad play to just pick up and see what he does is Cordero Patterson with Oakland. You know, he does have that nice matchup against the Giants. Someone's going to have to catch the ball out there. I still think Carr could have a decent week. There could be a decent amount of yards to go around. And Patterson is always just one play away from a big week as well. So I don't mind Patterson. All right, let's move over to those tight ends and take a look at what we got. I want to talk about Jared Cook at number 8. Kind of the same deal. Someone's got to catch the ball out there with Oakland, and I think Cook could be a really nice play this week. We got him securely inside our top 10 with that nice matchup going up against the Giants. And then Ricky Seals-Jones, I'm starting to really get excited about this guy just because I like how he's just kind of booming onto the scene. Gabbert is a big fan of his, obviously. You know, tough matchup against the Rams. We got him at 18. But again, like if you know, let's say you had Reed, you were hoping he would play, or let's say Olsen ends up not playing and you just need a high upside tight end and you go to the wire, see who's there. He's a guy that you can still pick up in a lot of leagues that could have some value this week. And as we move into our defenses, I want to talk about number 5, Baltimore. You know, they did okay last week against Pittsburgh. They still put up some fantasy points for you. This week we got them at 5 going up against Detroit. They're at home. Over-under on mybookie.ag is 43, and the Ravens are favored by 2.5 on that one. So they're not expecting a ton of points. And one of the reasons I like Baltimore this week is that Stafford's a little banged up, and I think he will play. And, you know, Stafford being a little gimpy out there is only going to help Baltimore get pressure on him and maybe force some turnovers. And then at number 8, I want to talk about the Patriots. They've been playing a lot better lately. Over-under on that one on mybookie.ag is 48.5, and the Patriots are favored by 9 points, so they're not expecting Buffalo to do much in that game. Divisional game, I expect the Patriots to, you know, game plan and force Buffalo to make some mistakes. And like I said, they have been playing better on defense as of late, so do not mind the Patriots. They're inside our top 10. So again, if you got questions, post them in our video. If you got comments about our rankings, let us know. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hopefully Brent and I will both be back next week. And good luck week 13.